elbow. He won't be a participant today. Came out a little bit sore after the game, so we'll see what his week looks like as we progress. We're going to be smart with Vaughn's ankle, but he's making great progress. Feel really good about him. We'll rest Andrew Whitworth, and we'll rest Terrell Lewis today.
And then for Vaughn, I'm wondering, are there any sort of like milestones or things you are looking for in terms of his clearance?
I think it's really just the movement, seeing how he's transitioning, seeing how he's, able to kind of change directions and just some of the things that are required of the position and for him to be able to play at the level that we know he's capable of.
From a big picture standpoint, would it make sense to rest him one more week knowing you're going into the bye week?
Oh, that's definitely been a part of the conversation, but, he really wanted to play last week. He's preparing as if he's going to play this week, and if he's ready to go, then we'll definitely, have him ready to go. He's good. Yeah, he'll be a full participant today, Kevin. And fortunately, he's as tough as they get. He was able to finish the game and play through it. I think he's a little sore, but don't expect that to restrict his ability this week.
For a quarterback in the 10th week of his 13th NFL season, is it just to be expected that there are going to be little things every week?
I think so. I think he'd be better equipped to be able to answer that, but he's so tough. You just look at the nature of this game in general, no matter what position you're playing. It's a physical game, especially as you get in the later parts of the year, as you mentioned. And, he took some shots the other day, but he continued to get up and battle with his teammates. And, he's a guy that's played through a bunch of different things throughout the course of his career that I've even witnessed from afar. He's so tough, but I think that's a fair statement that you made. Yeah, I think once you start accumulating games and you're taking hits and competing the way that these guys do, probably not ever. Probably, once you get into the offseason a couple months after that thing finishes up. But these guys get accustomed to learning how to play through things, and I think they would probably tell you they're never truly 100% after you start playing the games.
Sean, you had said when the schedule is out, you look to see where the Thursday night game is and where the bye is.
Sure.
Are you happy where this bye is coming, or is it a situation now where you can't wait to get to that option?
Yeah, I think really what I look at is just, ideally you like the Thursday night game earlier and then the bye week, somewhere where we have it. And so I think that's good just in terms of the timing, especially 17 games, knowing that, hey, we're going to play 10 games, then we'll have 7, on the back stretch. And so I think it suits itself well. We got to be ready to go and be totally present and locked in on this moment and the opportunity to compete against what we know is a really good team. I don't care what the Niners' record is. I've got a lot of respect for these guys and the way they compete and the way they operate, and they've gotten the better of us the last couple of years.
Sean, you see the Niners were the worst teams in terms of allowing explosive plays, but just the thorough film study, is that more from the tackling, which they're saying they're really struggling in open field, or are they allowing more overtime?
I think it's more of just some, you look at last week, there was a couple screens, that they ended up getting some explosives on that are not really reflective. They do a great job reading out of the stack, Steve. There was an instance where Kirk got over the top on kind of, an over-the-top crossing route. McCoy dropped in there. But I see a really good defense. I see a sound operation. They've had a couple different bodies that have rotated through, but it's a really well-coached outfit. They've got a commitment to a philosophy. They play hard. They tackle well. And this has been a defense that's, as good as any over the last couple of years.
Sean, obviously you guys are playing it day by day with Brian, but what does your center and probably right guard depth look like in the meantime?
Yeah, so Coleman Shelton's done a great job. We really saw him play a lot of snaps in the preseason. He got better and better. He's always been a really sharp guy, but I think then you see the physical reps that really were illustrated by the way that he played in the preseason against some really good players. And then we saw that every single day during camp and every day out here when we're competing in practice. And so he's done a great job, just did an excellent job in the walkthrough. And so if Brian isn't able to go, which we hope he is, but have a lot of confidence in Coleman.
And I know you were tongue-in-cheek on Friday. Gosh, what day is it now? About
Yeah, who knows what day.
the never say never stuff, but with Odell Beckham sort of extending his decision-making process,
Yeah.
are you able to say whether you guys have reached out to him at all?
Yeah, we're just focused on the Niners right now. That's kind of where my focus is.
You have such a great relationship with Kyle Shanahan. When he's going through tough times like this, do you talk to him at all during the season?
Typically, I'll talk to guys here and there. We'll talk before the game, but, this is a natural thing that we go through. Tough times don't last, tough people do. That's what his dad always used to say. I know Kyle's wired the right way, and he's a great coach. He's done an outstanding job. I sure have learned a lot from him, and we know it's going to be a great challenge this week.
Sean, do you have any additional clarity on Sebastian Joseph Day's status after his surgery?
Yeah, it sounded like everything went really well, Stu. So that's a positive thing as far as a timetable, and if he's able to return, don't have that quite yet.
Thomas,
Couple more, guys.
Thomas Brown, he helps you with game plans.
Mm-hmm.
What do you lean on him, and how much do you lean on him?
Yeah, in a lot of instances. I mean, you talk about a great leader of men, a guy that's got just great capacity, great command when he gets in front of the room. Really an impressive human being just with his core beliefs, his character, the way he operates, and he's got a vast knowledge of this game on both sides of the football. He was a great competitor, too. I mean, you look at it, I remember playing against him in high school. He was a 5-star recruit, goes and starts at Georgia as a true freshman, which we know the caliber of backs that they have come through there. And if it wasn't for injuries, he would have played it for a long time in the NFL, I believe. But I think his toughness is embodied by the way that group has played this year with Darryl and Sony and Buddy when he's gotten his opportunities. But lean on him in a lot of ways. He's the assistant head coach as well. And so he's just got a great feel for people. He's got a great pulse of the team. And he's one of those guys that I can always trust is going to be able to give me valuable information. And he's not always going to tell me what I need to hear or what I want to hear, but what I need to hear. Similar to what I've said about Raheem before.
Where did that come from with Tom?
I think just how secure he is in himself. I think when you meet certain people, they're refreshingly secure, very, just comfortable in their own skin. And that's exactly how he's always been from the time that we've been working together for the last couple of years.
Sean, with what Jalen does, you guys use him in slot corner sometimes as OLB principals with the way that Debo and Kittle play. Is this kind of a good matchup for him and his flexibility on the inside for what they do?
It's a great opportunity, but, they pose a lot of problems. They do a great job schematically of really challenging your edges in the run game and the boot game, the different things they do in the play action. Everything starts out looking the same. It ends up being different. And so, Jalen's versatility is a real value, but you just mentioned, they got two players in Debo Samuel and Kittle. Juszczyk, you can really throw into the mix that they're kind of Joker-esque type of players that they utilize in a variety of ways that really challenge you defensively.
Sean, I know you just said your focus is on the 49ers, but can you enlighten us? Is Les Snead still possibly pursuing OBJ?
Les is always doing work behind the scenes. Like I said, I'm focused on the Niners right now, Gary.
Smile doesn't help.
I mean, Gary's smiling at me. What do you want me to do?